So, hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are hiking about 10 miles around Heidelberg in Germany. We have just started. The weather is still freaking cold. There is frozen dew on the trees and on the plants and in the vineyard behind me. So, but the weather forecast is quite positive. We expect sunshine at noon, provided the fog will dissolve and will go away. So I'll keep you informed about the things we are going to see and what's interesting. Maybe you'd like to visit the Heidelberg area in Germany and go on the very same hike. There are many vineyards and restaurants in the fog behind me, so it's always worth coming. Stay tuned, bye bye. Our hike is about 10 miles long and leads us from Leimen, where Boris Becker was born, to Heidelberg-Rohrbach and back. When we started, all the plants were still covered with ice. We would walk through foggy vineyards, past this farmhouse, and entered the forest, where we came upon a game reserve full of deer. There is one stag and many does looking at us and wondering if we have anything to eat for them. They're quite tame. They needn't be afraid that we would shoot at them, but they're also very curious, especially when you reach out with the camera. Here comes the boss and, oh no, the camera is not eatable. And he goes away. After 2 miles you reach a resting area where you can have a picnic. There's this beautiful table made of a big rock and 3 benches. We are now more or less on top of the hill. There is still a lot of fog around, but it is getting brighter and there's hope that we will get some sunshine. So now we must find the right way or we get lost. So we are approaching the first shelter, the so-called Waldhaushütte, forest house hut, which is actually an oxymoron, a contradiction per se. Something is either a house or a hut, but not a house hut. And it's another bucolic place to have a picnic and a rest. So this is the second hut. That's the Waldhaus shelter, the forest house shelter. We were a little bit mistaken. Yeah, the last shelter was not the one I told you it was. Now that's the second one, and we are right in the middle of the trail now. They're about 5 miles behind us and about 5 miles before us. A very nice place, even with a bin, benches, again a table made of a rock, a meadow for picnic in summer. Yeah, we are very close to Heidelberg, so in summer this place is probably well visited. but now in winter we are the only people in the forest. I'm the only one on the trail. We saw two hikers 20 minutes ago, but all in all, the woods are empty, at least of people. And it's getting brighter and brighter. So let's see if we get a little bit of sunshine. Yeah, I see a little bit of blue sky through the fog. Well, as soon as the sun comes out, I'll tell you. Promised. This sign here is about the horse chestnut. It is a tree that reaches the height of 25 meters and usually begins to bloom in the first week of May. Quite interesting is the fact that the horse chestnut had died out during the last ice age in Europe and was reintroduced by a man called, so where is the name? Let's have a look at the sign. Yes, Carolus Clusius reintroduced the horse chestnut in 1576 in Vienna and successfully planted it there, and we have this tree again here in Europe ever since. There is also a huge picnic table. I guess at least 20 or 30 people can sit at this table in summer. Of course they could sit there in winter, but it wouldn't be fun. A few miles later we reach the first well. This one here delivers water to the surrounding villages, or at least it used to deliver water. It is called the Cow Well and was renovated in 1926 already, and again renovated in 2016 on my birthday. The second well is bigger and still in use. It cannot be visited by tourists. There is a tunnel that leads 28 meters into the mountain. It is 220 years old, and a pipe would deliver the residence of the electoral prince in Mannheim. There's a lot of fresh water, as you can see here. There's another spring that has ice-cold water. Very refreshing in summer, interesting to look at in winter. An hour later we left the forest and hiked through open fields until we reached the entrance of the so-called arboretum, the garden for trees. There's a very symbolic sculpture. A tree is holding the planet Earth in his hand. The planet Earth is a big ball made of sandstone, and a tree trunk has been made to this hand-like instrument, I'd say. So hello, we have just lost way a little bit. We were in the so-called Max Planck Institute, and the map is not up to date because there are many new buildings that are not on the map. But you can't get lost here. We have now reached the arboretum and are close to the so-called Bismarck Oak. In the arboretum, which is a Latin word for a tree garden, there are many exotic trees collected by German aristocrats. So that's more or less halfway, but the way back is much easier than the way to the arboretum. And stay tuned and see you at the Bismarck Oak.
Awesome!
We have made it to the Bismarck Oak, yeah? After a little bit of walking around and enjoying nature here. Piece of cake for two experienced pathfinders. So it's quite foggy, but no problem for us. And that's an old stone, yeah. It was the oak was planted in, what does it say?
1885.
1885, and this is the tree. Actually, quite comparatively young oak tree. I expected more, to be honest. We also saw this stone in which the figure of a wolf is engraved.
Awesome!
And here somebody must have been tremendously in love on 9/11.
Awesome!
Again, there is the motif of the planet safely sitting in Mother Nature in this table of wood. There is a lot of symbolism in this picnic area.
Awesome!
When you leave the arboretum, you come to a farm where black Angus cattle is kept. The Angus cattle is famous for its meat. And these cows are outside. These cows and oxen, or maybe also bulls, are outside all year long. And the cheeky pigeons also get their share of food. In the farmhouse there is a restaurant, which is quite famous and very, very good. So, we are now in the center, in the epicenter of German Romanticism. We are hiking through a little valley in which the German romantic poet Joseph von Eichendorff would walk quite often to visit his sweetheart in Rohrbach, called Katharina. And here in this little valley he wrote the poem The Little Broken Ring, so which is in most of, or in all, the German school books. It's a lovely little valley, very cool. Having left the watered valley, we reached Rohrbach, in which there are many old interesting buildings, including Eichendorff's favorite restaurant, which still exists. So, hello. We have almost reached our parking lot. It's going to be dark soon. The sun is going down. We didn't get a lot of sunshine today. Most of the time it was very foggy. At the end of the hike we came through Rohrbach, the favorite little village of the German poet Eichendorff, and saw his favorite pub. You see, or you hear a cockerel crow in the back. So yeah, the sun is going down. We are close at the parking lot. Thank you for watching this video. Give me a thumb up if you've liked it, or subscribe to the channel if you are interested in hiking, fishing, animals and nature. Stay tuned. Bye bye.